Hi, it's Obo1975 and welcome to Elite Dangerous on the Xbox. And I found life, probably not intelligent life, but definitely life within the Xbox universe of Elite Dangerous. I noticed a load of Cumo crew were at Shinny, so I popped down to Shinny, and before I knew it, there was a big bad guy party night going on, and everyone was 1v1ing everyone, and it was all just fun and shenanigans. It was wonderful to see full instances of people representing so many different factions, all having fun, all doing 1v1s all over the place. I mean, you could see beam lasers and plasmats going off in the distance in every direction you looked, and you could go and wander over, watch a fight, and nobody was interfering. Everyone was just letting the 1v1s carry on. It was brilliant stuff. Wonderful to see. I turned up in my Anaconda, which is a bit of an odd build. It's built for one specific purpose, which I will probably bring to you in a video. It's not built for 1v1s, but it had a go at Older's Bladeborn's Corvette, and I was actually quite happy with how it did. Even though I did die, the weaponry put out a nice amount of damage, and it did okay. I then went and got my Corvette, which, if anyone pays attention to my channel, you might know this, but it's a 3,000 ton troll machine of 4 shell cannons and stupidity. And I had to use a premium FSD boost to get to a PvP event. I obviously used no primo throughout the PvP event, but it is kind of hilarious that I had to use primo to get to the event in my stupidly stupid Corvette. That's because I don't have an FSD on this thing. I have a massive block of lead with FSD written on it in crayon, and that's how effective it is as an FSD. But I did make it over there after I loaded up with some primo, and we had a nice amount of people in party chat. There was a huge amount of people in system and in instances, and I had some absolutely hilarious fights, annoying people with my trolley 4 shell cannon Corvette. I didn't win any of the fights. Predictably, I ran out of ammo. I actually ran out of ammo twice against Older's Bladeborn. I managed to get a 50% reload off halfway through the fight, but unfortunately I did run out of ammo a second time, and yeah, I was pretty much done by then. But I had my moments in the fight where I thought I was being reasonably competitive. Between the cannons and the railgun, I output a decent amount of DPS, and it was fun. I had fun. That was the main requirement. It was just silly 1v1s and stupid stuff. And as you can see, I ended up having to tap out on this one, saying I'm out of ammo again. I did have another 1v1 in my Corvette against PiratesARRus, who's actually a really good Corvette pilot. He's won some decent 1v1s with some decent commanders. I did toy with the idea of having a 1v1 with Jordo Man, but Jordo Man was busy having 1v1s with Olders, and you know, that's more of a challenge for him, so that's more of an actual 1v1 rather than fighting a troll who turns up in a massive lump of, mine's not a Corvette for fighting in, it's a Corvette for trolling people and shooting them with 4 shell cannons, and that's what it's for. So I had some fun 1v1s. I had a 1v1 with PiratesARRus, and Nemesis Dragon requested that we go to death, so we did, which meant I ran out of ammo, and I then continued to ram the hell out of him. Not because it was going to be that effective, but because it helped get the fight over with, and there's no way I'm going to be able to reload all the 4 shell cannons while in combat with PiratesARRus. PiratesARRus has given me really helpful advice on how to reload my cannons in 1v1s, and how to get my shield cell banks off more consistently. But the problem is I have got, I need to change the engineering on my shield cell banks, because I'm not going to get the ones I've got. I've got B-rated specialist, something or other on them. I think specialist boss cells it might even be. They're the ones that take forever to wind up and spool, so they're never ever going to be consistently. I'm not going to get them off in 1v1s. This ship wasn't built for 1v1s, it was built for trolling and having fun. And basically, with the shield strength I've got, there's no point in worrying about the banks really. If I have to bank in a wing fight, I'd be jumping into Super Cruise banking and then dropping back down, just to be filthy. But anyway, it was fun 1v1 with PiratesARRus. I actually learnt a few things. I learnt a couple of new tricks, and the people who actually do fight in Corvettes are really, really helpful at teaching me stuff, because I don't generally fight in Corvettes, but I do ram things until I die. So that was good fun. I then got into my more comfort zone and had some 1v1s in mediums. I also enjoyed wandering around and watching the other 1v1s that were going on, and it was nice to see some non-meta builds in action, some interesting fun stuff, like here's Jordan Man using a fixed phasing Corvette. There was General Phoenix using his Chieftain, and it's nice to see non-meta stuff battling it out. There were lots of fun, silly ships, weird and wonderful builds. Kumo crew have some absolutely wonderfully built FDLs that you see. They've got some really, really random loadouts, and they're really good fun to fight against and fight alongside. I personally find it hilarious how effective some of their builds are, because they are crazy. It reminds me a lot of the Dark Marauders, because a lot of the founding members of Kumo crew are ex-Dark Marauders, and they are the same guys that used to fly in flotillas of absolute weird and wonderful janky builds. And speaking of janky builds, Nemesis Dragon's done his version of my Ramba. So we had a 1v1, which if I did a poll right now and asked you honestly how you think that would end, I think 90% of you would get the right answer. It wasn't a tactical fight, it wasn't a long-winded fight, it was brutal, it was aggressive.
A few moments later.
Yeah, let's face it, it was always going to be two ships ramming each other to death. The chance of this being a no-score draw, both die, was very, very high. His is an all-fixed version, so it does slightly more DPS, but he has slightly less of a plan B and struggles more with ships that orbit him. One of the things I would say is one of the reasons I use gimbaled on the small is because I'm not worried about the damage on the smalls, I just want the effect. You really got to get that drag on them, so putting gimbaled on the drag is not a massive thing. You really need to hit consistently with that drag, because that's what's going to level the fight up a little bit for you and make it harder for them to evade round your frags, because frags are incredibly limited. They are not the best weapon in the world. They are incredibly limiting in the way you have to fight with them. But other than that, this fight went exactly in line with how I thought, and I've got to be honest, I had a lot of fun at this event. There was a lot of commanders. It was nice to see so many people enjoying the game, having fun, respecting each other in 1v1s, having an amazing time. All GGs, great fun. I died a lot. It was awesome. It was so much fun. But, it was all GG, and that was it. Everyone had a good time. Anyway, I'll leave you with the last clip and say that's all. Thank you very much for watching.
I like being shameless and then shamelessly getting Eldor into the squad. Alright, if you're gonna put in the video, please do. Like, if you're recording, please put that in the vid. That's too funny to say.
Caution, unsafe maneuvers will not be tolerated. Warning, you are not permitted within this area. This is a restricted zone.
How rude, I'm so proud.